and welcome to our second video blog. This is the Daily Dash, and we are going to talk about families today. So what is your definition of family?
Well, my definition of family is, actually, I think you might be surprised by this because a lot of people think that family is, people that you're born into and you live in a house together. No, and that's not the case. Family is, there's no typical definition for family, and that's what we're going to talk about today. And there's many different types of families, and one of them is nuclear. Now, nuclear family, that's the most common type of family, and it's the most stereotypical type of family. And what this is a good example of this would be Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. And they are two people that happen to get married first, and then they had their offspring, Suri. So as you can see, this is the perfect example of a nuclear family, and I'm sure you guys know plenty of people that have a nuclear family. Another example of this would be the gay family. A child can be biologically related, or sometimes they can be adopted, but it doesn't change the meaning. A good example of the gay marriage would be Elton John. Now, I don't know if you guys have known this, but he actually just came out of the closet a couple of years ago, and he is now married to a man, and they adopted a baby boy. This is not your typical offspring because they're both men, so clearly they adopted. Yeah, those are just two examples though.
Yep, some more kinds of families would be the blended family, and as you know here on the Daily Dash, we like the Kardashians, so they're a perfect example of a blended family actually. When Kris Kardashian and Bruce Jenner got married, Kris had 3 girls and a boy, as you all know, and ironically enough, Bruce had 3 boys and a girl, so it's like the perfect match. And then they went on to have Kylie and Kendall together, but I mean that's just a perfect example of blended family. Another example would be the cohabitating couples. That's just 2 people living together, they may or may not have kids, but they're a family, you know? A perfect example of that is within the Kardashian family. We see Kourtney and Scott Disick. They're not married, but they both have a son, Mason, together.
Right, and I'm sure a lot of you know people like that as well. So, yeah. Finally, the single parent, sadly, this is a very common type of family. And this happens when one parent raises the child. Now, usually, there's a lot of reasons what can happen. The other parent might have died or moved away. Whatever the matter, if the other parent is alive, they pay child support to help the single parent. Hopefully they should. And anyways, this is a good example of this would be Teen Mom. I'm sure a lot of you watch, and you can see that most of the Teen Moms, all of them, end up being single parenting. So this is very common, sadly, with our younger generation of parents.
And as you know, we said family doesn't have to be blood related, so can you think of a good example of that?
Exactly. You know what? I can't think of a great example of this, and I know that all of you know the show Friends, and as you know, they are all friends. And it started, they all live in an apartment complex together, and they all talk to each other about their problems and issues and help each other solve stuff. So this is a great example of an unbiologically related family.
Those are different types of families, but there's also ways, other things you need to consider, how to maintain a good family relationship. I know a lot of people have a lot of conflict within their families, disagreements about religion or whatever, and with the holidays coming up, we're gonna just talk a little bit about ways you can reinforce that positive relationship between your family. There's lots of different ways, just being positive with each other, being happy, and not pointing out the bad stuff.
Exactly. And no family is perfect. Everyone has their quirks, and that's okay. But the key thing is that you always make up afterwards, so you're still a family. So there's assurances, assure each other that you're there for them, openness, no secrets, honesty, and positivity. Like don't put each other down, no bullying. So
yeah, I mean you could definitely, as we relate to the Kardashians the most. We all saw recently, all the Kardashians got together to support Rob for Dancing with the Stars, and on the show you can see him go to like Kylie and Kendall's cheerleading things, stuff like that. They're all really supportive of each other and they're always there for each other.
Exactly. So, and I'm sure that you guys, all of you have your own individual family that you can relate to what we have just talked about. So, anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this vlog, and there's plenty more to come, so don't fret. Our next show is actually going to be over relationships, and let me tell you, we have some juicy stuff to talk about. So you're going to want to tune in, okay? See you next time.
See you next time. Bye.